Hello.
Hello.
My name's Laurence.
My name is Don.
Don.
Borthwick.
Don Borthwick.
Yep.
And you obviously were a miner.
Yes.
And what pit did you?
Yorkshire Men and Silverwood.
Silverwood.
Yep.
Where was Silverwood?
Near Rotherham.
Rotherham.
Mm-hmm.
So Yorkshire Main was your main one for the.
That was in my area.
And how long were you there?
20 years.
20 years. And what were the dates of that?
Dates?
Yeah.
Oh, 19, no. Come out, I mean, 59. I've done 14 years. That's 63. 63, about 64.
64.
64, wow. I've done 20 years.
70 to 84.
84.
So just up to the strike.
We got made redundant after this strike.
Sorry?
Got finished after this strike.
You got finished
But
off the
I
strike.
went to another pit.
Right. So let's just go back to, were you from a mining family?
No,
So where were you from, or where were the?
Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah, Edinburgh.
Really? So you came down, so what happened then? You were
I
obviously...
was in the army, and I met the wife. She was on holiday down Dover. I was
Okay.
stationed in Dover Castle.
Really?
Yeah,
In Dover Castle?
Dover Castle.
And what were you doing there then? Just
Army.
being... What did the army do in Dover Castle?
Well, they just come back from Aden.
From Aden?
Yeah, and that's where the station is.
So were you in Aden?
Yeah.
Blimey, right. And did you see action there, as it
Yeah.
were? Really?
Yeah, Yemen.
The Yemen? So what was all that about? What was that war about?
Oh, oil.
Oil. So how long were you there for? How long did that war last?
Well, I was in the army 3 years, and it was going on when I come home. And I got demobbed.
Yeah. So what were you in the army?
But
What did you do in the army? Were you
I
a
was going
gunner? A gunner?
machine gunner.
Bloody hell. So what does that mean exactly?
What machine gunner?
What does it mean? You're walking around with a machine gun?
No, it's a big, it's on a tripod.
Yeah.
One of you carry the tripod, the other one carry the barrel, the other one carry the ammunition and the water.
So there was a team
Yeah,
to each
three in a
gun.
team,
Christ. Bloody hell.
climbing up mountains. And
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Is it something you enjoyed?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
If I hadn't met the wife, I think I'd have still been, well, I wouldn't have still been in now, would I?
And you carried on.
We were supposed to be going to Singapore, ended up in the desert.
So what sort of combat was it?
All sorts,
Yeah.
snipers, and you were in tents, and if you start firing at your tents at night from the hills,
Really?
you couldn't see them. They're all painted blue.
Painted blue?
Yeah,
What, the enemy were painted blue?
blue.
Why was that? Camouflage? Was it obviously good camouflage?
Oh, that's good. At night it is.
At night? Good God. So, did you ever have real fear?
Yeah,
Yeah? No.
not really. You didn't think about it, to be honest.
You often hear that. I can never understand that. I always think that'd be the first thing you think about. So you end up demobbing, and your battalion came back to Dover Castle.
Yeah.
And you were actually in the castle, or was it?
No, we were outside the castle.
Yeah. In the town, as it were?
No, it's like a big, we're inside the castle, but
The grounds?
not
Yeah.
the main building.
So you came out there to get over the combat, or were you just stationed there waiting to go to the next war? And then you met your wife,
Yeah, and that was it.
and you decided. And now she's shopping at the moment while you're
Yeah, well, I'm suffering.
suffering here. More frightening than warfare.
Yeah. Is when I see it.
Gosh. So then you came down to Doncaster, I presume, or Yorkshire at least.
Yeah. Got married down here.
And then obviously got a job straight down the pit, or did you go to something else first?
No, I went to General Electric Company for 14 years.
For 14 years?
Yeah. And I got made redundant.
Okay. And what did you do with the General Electric Company?
I was a leading hand there, making fridges, freezers.
Is that an actual construction, as it were?
That was fabrication,
Yeah.
and then it went through the paint plant and onto the assembly line.
Gosh. And then eventually, you got made redundant from that,
Yep,
and coal mining called.
it's the only place I could go to.
You what?
It's the only place I could get.
Yeah. So that was it a time where jobs were easy to get, or was it quite difficult? Hard.
Yeah.
And mining offered the best opportunity.
Well, I wouldn't say best opportunity, but I don't know, they were the first one to offer me a job, so I take it.
Yeah. And that was in 1964.
Yep.
So you weren't a young lad then.
No,
You must have been.
30, about 34.
Yeah. That was quite a big change for you. Had you got a family by then?
Yes, I had one lad.
And so did you have to go into training, or did they just let you straight down?
No, I had to do training.
Yeah. And were you trained for coalface work, or?
No, just underground work. Then the coal face come later on.
Right. And so where did you specialise? What was your job down
I
under?
was a contractor.
Contracted. What does that mean?
Well, you can do anything.
Market man, is that what it's called?
Well, yeah, some people call it that, and we call it contractors.
Yeah. So you go down the pit every day and get a job assigned, as it were?
Yeah,
So what was your favourite bit?
Friday when you got paid.
Was it good crack?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So did you do ripping and stuff like that?
Yeah, back ripping, roads, steel girders, rings, anything.
Yeah. And always at the same pit, obviously.
Yeah,
And that went right through the 70s and 60s. And
I got made redundant in, oh, 80, remember I say, 85.
so was that because of the strike, or was that?
Well, that's why we got made redundant.
So did you strike, or just get out of it?
No, I was on site.
You did. that? How did you do all the suffering bit? I mean, did you have to? Did you get your job, another job before the strike finished? Did
No,
you see it
no.
out?
Seeing it out.
Did you get the full impact of it?
I were in the head office, me, I wasn't bad, but
You were in head office by then?
yeah. Well, they used to send, you'd had somebody there for phone calls in case people got arrested and you had to take the names and
So did you had to man the office through the strike, did you?
yeah, day and night.
And if they got arrested, what would happen? Was it,
We had to like head office now.
what would they do about it?
Well, they used to tell their parents or,
Oh, right, yeah. So it's about communication.
yeah,
So how often were arrests and that sort of stuff?
every day.
Really? Was Yorkshire main, is it Conisbrough? Yorkshire Main?
Edlin,
Edlin.
Edlin,
Edlington.
yeah.
So how many miners are working in that pit?
Oh, about 1,000, maybe more.
And everyone was striking, was there a few?
Oh, we got some scabs.
Yeah. So how did you survive without the money?
Good parents.
Good parents. So were your parents still in Edinburgh?
Yeah,
And they just,
father, mother-in-law and that.
yeah, she was obviously local. Did you go and stay with them, or did you manage to keep your
No,
house?
I managed to keep my house.
Did you get things like help with the mortgage or things like that, or
No, the bank helped us out a lot,
did they?
yeah.
And the bank must have been in quite hard, under a lot of stress.
Oh, yeah.
You say you got CO, you got a bit of a CO,
PD,
and what's that?
she lungs,
Is that from mining?
that didn't help them,
No. From the dust.
yeah.
Have you had it for a long, long time? Is it
No,
manageable?
it's only been diagnosed about a year ago.
Oh, really? Is there a, do you get compensation and stuff for that, or?
No. Well, I've never tried.
No. So is there much protective gear down there, in the sense of?
The one when I first went down, but back end they started giving us face masks and ear muffs and all sorts.
Yeah. Did you like, was that a problem in the end? Did you like all that gear, or was it?
No, they were all right. It'd been better if we had it when I first went
I
down.
know. Is it a common thing, the CO?
Yeah, it is now.
Do you still meet up with miners and stuff?
Oh yeah, I live in the mining village.
Yeah. So after all that fighting, in a sense, it closed down anyway.
Yeah,
That must have been a bit of a kick in the teeth.
She wanted to do it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Thatcher.
So then once you stopped that, you then went straight into another job, or did you?
I went down Channel Tunnel.
So you went back to Dover?
Yeah,
Previous contacts?
yeah. No, they wanted drivers, diesel drivers.
Right.
So they knew there was somebody from the mines. So they asked us to go down for an interview. And that's how it came about.
And what did you do? So that was obviously the big project. That was a Thatcher project. Big project is to get this tunnel dug across the sea.
Yeah,
And how far was it? On what year? What dates did you get there? 85.
85, no. Yeah, about 85.
Yeah. So your family was still up here.
Yeah,
So they
come home every weekend.
Yeah.
Well, some weekends.
And what did they put you up in there? Were you in a,
We were in a camp.
a camp? Like
They built a camp.
was that good fun?
That was good money.
And so were you? What part of the team were you? So there's obviously this bloody great drill that's going down.
Yeah, they were the top men down. I was a driver down there, diesel driver, bringing the muck out.
So you've got the trailers full of.
Heavy,
Hmm?
heavy
Heavy stuff. And what was it? Mainly rock, chalk.
chalk. Yeah.
So how big was the team on that?
On the drilling machine,
Or just how many people were digging this tunnel?
more than 100.
Yeah.
There was, well, there were all different jobs going off. Roads and drilling, pumps, water pumps.
Yeah, I'm going to say, quite scary.
Oh yeah, some water down there.
Yeah.
Still the same now, and they're running trains through it.
Really running what? Drains?
Yeah. Leaks.
Leaks?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's right.
Really?
Water will get anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I go through it every year. You're not filling me
Oh,
with
I like
confidence.
it. I've been through in a bus, and it's, you don't see a lot of it, do you?
No.
You're a marvellous job.
Yeah. Did you prefer? Which one was your favourite job? Mining, army?
Oh, I don't know. Army, I like the army. I like mining.
What did you like about the mining?
Comradeship.
Comradeship. Did you have the same kind of comradeship in the tunnel?
No.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because it's basically the same. Is it the same job, or would you say absolutely not?
No, it's like building a big city,
Really?
really. You're massive.
Yeah. I mean, how big was the how wide is the actual tunnel, the hole?
About twice the size of this room.
That's not as big as you might think, is it?
No,
I thought you were going to say 150
not,
feet.
not that high.
No.
About another 4 foot on this room.
Really? And that's the hole, and then you've got lining.
That's your lining,
Yeah, and what is the lining made of? Concrete.
concrete.
And that's just like that's just like a ring tunnel
It's a
going.
ring.
It's a ring.
They come in like that, and then they all clip together.
Is it come in total rings, or does it come in
No, they
sections?
come in sections. and that machine picks them up and joins them on.
Yeah. And what sort of progress was made in the drilling? How far would you get in a day?
A fair bit.
Yeah? What, 10 feet?
Guys in the machines. I mean, the machine were the size of the tunnel. Well, bigger.
Because actually at the Calais, there's a big, it's one of the big teeth over there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is that it?
That was a small tunnel, that.
Really?
That was a middle tunnel. What they call a service tunnel.
So how many tunnels are there? 3 tunnels. So you've got one service tunnel.
One service in the middle and 2,
Going out and one coming back.
yeah. No, going both ways.
Oh, right.
If one breaks down, they called it a crossover. Halfway down.
God, there's quite a lot of
And the
design.
train can cross from one to the other tunnel.
Really? God, it's quite complicated.
Oh, it is
So in many ways, it's a bit like a pit design, in the sense you've got to get down through it. And was it much more solitary if you're in a lorry all day? You haven't got that kind of shift work and patterns of
oh, they're all shift work.
and friendships.
You mean,
Where did the people come from who worked there? Were they all
a lot of them from round here.
a lot of them from there?
Yeah.
So were there a lot of miners there?
Yeah. I mean, Kent were a mining place and all.
Yeah. So was there competition between various mining communities that got down there? Had they lost all that kind of sense of...
Yeah.
So how long did it take to do that tunnel from start to finish?
"21 miles it was.
21 miles.
I think now. I think it was about 12 years on it.
It was big, wasn't it? Were you on it for that long?
No, I was on it 3 years.
So there's a famous photograph of a Frenchman shaking hands with an
I
Englishman.
was there. I drove them in.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
When we broke through,
Bloody hell, that must have been a very exciting day.
it was on it.
I mean, the engineering of that, to get two people to meet 11 miles underground, was it all perfectly lined up? Or was it slightly...
About that much out.
Was it really?
They're all done with satellite.
With what? Done with what?
They're lined up with lasers.
So, the guy who drove in to shake hands with the Frenchman on the other side, was he a dignitary?
No, he was one of the workers.
Was he?
He was a gaffer, well, not a gaffer, he was a team leader, English.
And so was it was it planned, or was it just
No,
it just happened that way?
it's happened.
It's quite a thing, isn't it?
Oh, it was. I mean, I worked underground, I had to have a passport.
Oh my God, yeah. Really? Because you were linked to... I suppose that would have changed...
Well, we done more of the tunnel than what French did.
So you got into French territory?
So we went into French territory and all had to go and get a passport.
Bloody hell. So does that mean the English worked harder than the French?
No, quicker. I wouldn't say harder.
Jeez, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And so once that handshake was made, did that change the whole of the border and everything? Was there a whole load of stuff had to be sorted out legally about what was France and what was England?
No, we just kept going and do what we had to do.
So what did your father do?
Well, he was in the First World War and the Second World War.
Really? Bloody hell.
He got wounded, got gas.
Really?
He never had good health.
Gassed in the first or the second?
First,
Jesus Christ.
he got wounded in the second.
Where did he fight?
I think he was at Somme.
Really? God. Was that a Scottish regiment?
Yeah, yeah. Seaforth Islanders.
See?
Seaforth Islanders.
Seaforth Islanders. Did you talk about it much?
Yeah, well, funny, you know, I don't think he ever talked about it.
Really? Did you say he was injured?
I got a bullet through there,
Really?
straight through.
It's funny how they didn't talk about it, isn't it?
I never heard my dad talk about it once. If he did, I can't remember.
Yeah. I get absorbed in this. If I go quiet, don't worry. I'm fascinated. It's a great privilege to do. It's really hard to get models in life to copy. They're coming through the door 3 times a day at the moment. It's brilliant. Great practice. Quite what for, I don't know. You never got injured in the army then?
No. Too fast.
Too fast? Was there a lot of that sort of thing, running around, escaping things?
Duck and dolly.
Really? So what's it like under fire? You're being fired at?
Scary.
Yeah.
Especially in upper hill.
When you're exposed?
Yeah. Bouncing off rocks, the bullet.
Really? What does it sound like? Do you hear them coming?
You hear them going by you.
Really? Jesus. Did you lose friends?
Yeah,
Really?
1 or 2.
Yeah. Was it a bloody war?
No, it was, they'd fire on you one night and then you'd go looking for them next day, and or they'd fire on your convoy and things like that.
Were they good soldiers, the Yemeni?
No, the guns here were rubbish.
Really?
Fire a shell at you and it just hit the deck. That was it.
Oh, did you?
Wouldn't explode.
Who was funding them?
I don't know.
I think you're done. There you go, sir.
That's not me. Very good. Brilliant.
It'll be at a slight angle because how you sit, just like that. A kindly smile.
More like you and me.
Well, it's like Danny.